What's up, everybody? Tito Override, and I'm ready to bring the pain for you and Dr. Roto this week. Ooh, yeah. We got a lot in store for you today, man. So let's get ready to bring the pain. I want to talk about my fantasy football outlook. I want to talk about Mark Gastineau and his punk ass comments to Brett Farve, even though sometimes Brett Farve kind of deserves it. However, I'm going to weigh on that because I'm the bring the pain kind of guy. Yeah. And everybody else kind of has wimps about this stuff. So you need a little more rashful, a little more chaotic view of point. Yeah, like I do that, right? All right, man, you got to get to this site. Use code word doc, get a percentage off of your subscription right now. We have a ton of people in their fantasy football playoffs. And also, right now, we're welcoming back Steve. Goes by Fuego Steve on Twitter or the X, whatever you want to call it or remember it by. Now, if you use code word Fuego, you can get 33% off of your subscription right now, which gives you access to the entire site and the subs only Discord, where you can get great advice from other experts other than myself. He'd override like Lou, Doc, everybody, Danger. Everybody is in there at all times. So let's get in there and get that money made. But man, let's get to it, right? I'm going to start off with my ESPN leagues. My returning, I had to give up the belt this year. So I lost the belt. So somebody else was the champ last year. So I'm trying to come into it this year. 8-6. I'm back in the playoffs. Fought hard, had to win to get in. I'm playing a team I didn't want to play. Unfortunately, that .02 loss 2 weeks ago would have given me second place in the worst team. But it happens, man. It's either me or him anyway. So good luck, Keith. You getting it, boy? Oh, yeah. Let's move it over to another. I am the returning champ. Did not have to give up the belt. I got the trophy. Yeah. Bring the pain. Woo. I'm actually playing another old colleague from work because I used to work with Keith. I'm playing Doug. Doug was 9-5. I'm 8-6. First round of the playoffs. Let's go. This next league, we're moving over to Yahoo now. My next league is my longest league ever. It is my what I do refer to as my McDonald's league, and we started this in 1994. I went 13-1 in that league. Wow, that was crazy. I literally lost. If I would have started Kyler Murray that week instead of Patrick Mahomes, because that's what I have for my quarterbacks, I would be 14-0 in this league. So it was really impressive. Who did it? My keeper was Derrick Henry, and of course I picked Joe Mixon, and I have Amon-Ra St. Brown. It hasn't been really the best at all times, but the rest of the team, of course, is looking out. I don't want to keep it too much the team structure. That could be another podcast. All right, moving over to another league where I am not the returning champ, but however, I am the top team, 12-2 in that league. And I mean, it's gonna be a shootout. I'm looking to win that. That league right there is like a heavy Buffalo Bills stack. They actually said I was gonna only have one loss, but I think a few weeks ago when I played my wife, she had somebody go off. I was supposed to win by like 20. I scored like 250 and she scored like 280. So I don't know. Hey, fantasy football in a nutshell, they say, right? Bang. All right, let's move over to two Pot of Thunder leagues. So not the official one that gets you on the Pot of Thunder, but I was one of the top teams, had a lot of injuries happen to this team, unfortunately. 9-5. A lot of my teams actually had a lot of injuries. I stacked heavily on Pacheco and Rice, and we all know how that went. And there was only a couple other leagues. I had like Jonathan Taylor and Cooper Kupp. And it was just like that bad pairing where if I lost three people, I had to replace them. But sometimes you just can't replace that firepower. However, in the one league that I'm talking about where I'm playing my guy Keith, I have restocked and reloaded Chase Brown and a late season trade for Mike Evans for Laporta. Really helped me out. That it's a tight end premium league, but I have Hawkinson who has been doing just as good as Laporta, and I have Evan Ingram. So I cannot be. I'm 9-5 in this league, and I am fourth place. I lost bad last week. I got Josh Allen. I didn't get Josh Allen in this week. This was Sam Darnold. I got Sam Darnold, but the rest of my team kind of fell apart. I had two injuries come up big for me. And unfortunately, when you get into a game where you lose by 15 points and you have two injuries, that's why you're out of the playoffs. Unfortunately, that means I can't be on the pot of the Thunder for winning this, but I should probably still get on there eventually, guys. All right, let's move it over to my sleeper app. So I was eliminated 3 weeks ago in the Guillotine League for the Get Right Fantasy. You can check them out on Get Right Fantasy on YouTube. They're a really cool crew. I like Rasta and everybody else for the crew. Really awesome people. A lot of me and a lot of the other guys in the Guillotine League and the Get Right Fantasy official listener league, which they invited me into. I'm also part of that league. I'm 10-4 in that league, and I'm 8-4 and I was 8-4-2 in the Guillotine League, but regardless, we all know I lost a few weeks ago. In the Scott Fishbowl, I had a lot of injury problems. However, I held it together. I had Tracy come and bloom at late season for me. Unfortunately, I got bounced in the first round of the Scott Fishbowl playoffs, and then I go and put up a 231.68. Things just happen. In the Dr. Roto League, I was one of the worst teams. That is actually the league. I had Jonathan Taylor, Cooper Kupp, Isaiah Pacheco, and I had Ferguson. So we all know that they have been in and out of the lineup all year. I just had to continue. And this is the rest of the people I work at Dr. Roto with. So that being said, we all know who we're going for. We all read each other's articles. So it's hard to get in this league and win. And right now, actually, one of our listeners who won the Beat Johnny Danger League last year, Tano, he is in first place in this league. So that's really cool. In my IDP league, I made the playoffs at 6-8. I just had a lot of injuries in that league too. And then in my dynasty league, same thing. I lost a lot of people, lost Cooks for a long time, Thielen for a long time, and my entire starting defense was decimated. Aiden Hutchinson, Jalen Phillips. I mean, the list goes on. All three of my starting linebackers gone. And I mean, to me, that was just too much to overcome, even though I was able to replace a lot of those guys. Like I have Alex Singleton in that one, and, a couple other guys that are really good. And it just having to bring in Traven Wallace was good, but he's not Singleton. And at the same time, Dayon Henley has performed amazing for me, put on a good late season run, but it just too many injuries. Chubb, of course, being injured for a long time. Aaron Jones was solid for me. I have in that league Jared Goff. I drafted Bo Nix, traded away Bryce Young this year, but I also have Drew Lock and I have Cooper Rush. So not a bad team, but unfortunately with the hits to the injuries, my tight ends are awesome. I got Brock Bowers and I have Dalton Schultz. I have Brenton Strange too. So for me, I was really covered at tight end, but it was just those injuries to linebacker, wide receiver, and then, of course, I had Jerome Ford, so I drafted him. It was just an inconsistency of that in the Browns, and of course, Deshaun Watson that really wrapped that team up for me. But that's it for that. Hey, it's a good year, but if you do all the counts, I'm 7-4 in all my leagues. That includes Guillotine, and then that's not bad. So let's get to it. So everybody's seen the video of Mark Gastineau acting like a total jackass to Brett Farve. And again, I will say sometimes people should act like that to Brett Farve, but no disrespect. It was really crazy though, because Brett goes up to him and he's like, hey, he's like, give him a handshake, fellow NFL player, blah. And this dude just rails off at him. He also has videos where he's putting Brett Farve down. He is seriously butthurt about Strahan beating his record. And he blames Brett Farve because Brett Farve was going to get destroyed. Anybody that sees that play in a blowout would not want their to go, okay, maybe the quarterback shouldn't have been in there. Strahan was still got that sack. That's what Gastineau doesn't even know. Like, bro, what is your problem? You are the problem. You are the jerk. If I did a whole things that make me a jerk, there's a lot of things that make you a jerk. And then you had to have, Favre's publicist go, okay, Brett, we got to go. Because, man, that situation, Brett didn't even know what to say. Like, he was just like, what? So I got sacked. You got your sack record beat. I mean, has anybody told Mark Gastineau that records are meant to be broken? If Strahan didn't break it, eventually maybe somebody like, well, Donald didn't, but he could have, and so many other people like TJ Watt. This is not the problem. The problem is that this dude who dyes his hair black, that's fake, is acting like a baby. Bro, And if you want to come at me, Mark Gastineau, that's fine too. I can be nobody. You were an NFL player. I totally get that. But look, and I'm not going to defend Brett Farve as much, but nobody deserves to have that happen to him. He literally came up to you and thought nothing was wrong. Now maybe he did know something was wrong and you've been kind of jerking him over for years on this, but at the same time, you're sitting there and you're going at him and he didn't even know how to take it. Like, bro, go away. Go away, bro. You got your sack taken by a way better pass rusher anyway. So I don't really care. Are you salty that same pass rusher got a couple rings too? Oh, dude, get up on out of here. We're done with you. We're done with you, bro. You know, I know you're salty, but sometimes anything can happen on Sunday. And your record was broke. Oh, yeah. Now let's get to it. Let's get to the
Macho pick of the week. Oh, yeah, all year long, I have done the best for you. Best. Yeah, yeah, yeah. DFS. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They've only hit a few trip ups. Yeah. But now the Macho Man looks to rise to the top and end the season as a hero. Yeah.
that is going to be with the announcement of Rico Suave Dowdle. You know that song. Rico Suave. Man, I am picking a cow. I'm picking this dude. I mean, it can't be any worse than Tony Pollard. But hey, guess what, Rico Dowdle? You made the cut this week. You are the Macho pick of the week. He has 6,100 on FanDuel or DraftKings, and on FanDuel, he's 7,100. I got two parlays for you, both on FanDuel and DraftKings. On FanDuel, they are only giving up 86.5 rushing yards. Whatever. The negative 114 touchdown is a negative 120. Gives you a parlay of a plus 175. DraftKings was giving it all out, right? Plus 75 all in rushing yards was a negative 185, and his touchdown is a 125. Therefore, together it came out to a 110. Now, if you go up to 100 yards alt rushing and everything, it only makes the parlay a 166. So I think you take the 75 alt rushing and receiving yards for Rico Dowdle on DK and the touchdown to go with it. That's a plus 110. That's easy money right there. That's giving you a little bit. Hey, if you feel like you want to throw in like a 1 or 2 reception prop with that, I'm sure that would become a 253. That's how you do it. That's how you bring the pain. Catch the Ultra Contrarian show. The Ultra Contrarian Lives are going to light it up this week because I got lit up last week. So now you know how I come back. Yeah. Have a great day, everybody. Always remember to bring the pain. May the points be with you.